I'm currently recording the audiobook for Heal Your Mind to Free Your Soul. And yesterday I recorded my favorite chapter of all my books. I've done 5 books at this point, but this is my favorite chapter of all of them. It means a lot to me. Um, yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to share part of the recording for that, which I did yesterday. Effectively, the children chapter's about healing past wounds, and not taking those wounds into future relationships, and especially onto our children. It's about just letting go, making peace with what's happened, and letting go of that trauma, really, because what we don't want to do is transcend and continue the pattern of generations. Someone else got hurt, so then you hurt the next generation. So here it is. Refusing to hurt our pride and ego is hardly worth the price of blindly leading our families into chaos and generational trauma. We damage those around us without realizing, and some never heal, so the pain remains traumatizing throughout life. If we could go back in time, how far would we go? Would we return to the moment we suffered, or deep into history when our ancestors suffered, and change what happened? Of course, the reality is that we can't go back in time. We need to make peace with anything that's happened, apologize, forgive, heal ourselves, and embrace a new lifestyle focused on love. Chastising ourselves and others won't change the past, but we can learn, heal, and alter the present to instigate the change needed to break generational chains that bind us and become the hope of a new generation. That would be something to be proud of, other than an inflated ego telling us we are fantastic when maybe we have been anything but. In some instances, children can't do right no matter what they do. So rather than make them anxious and confused, consider what's expected and be flexible with the approach and expectations. No one is perfect, especially children. How can they be when they are still trying to figure out the world around them and the rules that bind their daily lives? Without consistency, what chance do they have? It'd be impossible for anyone to follow the rules without an apparent routine or structure. If we desire a future relationship with our children, clearly by pushing them far enough, they will likely leave and not return. They will move away and won't look back, seeking a better life elsewhere, embracing their freedom. We don't want to mess them up and affect their adulthood, burdened by the weight of their past. It's part of life to make mistakes. But we shouldn't blind ourselves with pride and refuse to change, harming their development and prospects. Instead, we need to build a positive foundation for their happiness. There should be an awareness for those who enjoyed traumatic childhoods that it wasn't our fault, but merely the victim of parents or carers who didn't deserve the honour of raising us. They are responsible for their behaviour and actions when they should have protected us rather than hurt us. Rather than allow experiences from childhood to define us, use memories as inspiration to help teach others, heal, and overcome. Some people are introverts and most won't have the strength to share their stories, and that's okay. Merely finding the will to carry on and live a better life than the one afforded is progress enough. It's imperative not to take the pain and past suffering and use it against people in the future. Cycles end. Otherwise, situations repeat and innocent people endure similar suffering. New people, especially, should be treated with kindness and given a fair chance to show who they are. After all, no two people are the same, regardless of how many people have hurt us in the past. However, if they aren't kind, have integrity and set boundaries by moving forward, knowing that the right people will enter our lives at the right time. By being respectful against all odds, we don't push away positive opportunities and the potential for a beautiful life. So, like I say, that's my favourite chapter. If you could go back in time, would you sort of change your childhood, or would you go even further back and stop your ancestors from suffering? Because of course we can't. So it's important that instead of concerning ourselves about the past, it's kind of like um, consider our children now and don't make them have to live with that that regret and that desire to go back into the past, because it's the present now. We can't change what happened before to us. We can certainly change what happens to our children today. So let's make sure that they don't have to keep looking back and saying, I wish I can go back in that time and change that. We need to be better. We need to do better, and we need to show them better.